What a season Mamelodi Sundowns had. 71 points, a new record in terms of points gained in a ABSA Premiership season. They also went on to lose only 3 games. They got 55 goals. That was equaling the record. It was just too good to be true, with also 2 pieces of silverware in the cabinet as well. And they're in the CAF Champions League group stages. It couldn't get too much better than that. I've got Rulani Mokoena, who is the assistant coach at Mamelodi Sundowns, with me. And let's start talking about Rulani Mokoena, because everyone knows Pitso Mosimane.
Yeah.
But who are you? And where did you come from to eventually get to be at Mamelodi Sundowns?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Thomas. I don't know, I think student of the game, I think I played, but unfortunately wasn't good enough to become a professional. Even though I'd like to think that I was a fairly decent footballer playing centre back.
So where did you come up?
I grew up in Soweto, grew up in Orlando West, grew up watching my father play football. I think my earliest childhood memory was of myself going to Orlando Stadium to watch my father playing and being with professional football players. In fact, my Jens was just telling me how he still remembers me as a child also while he was playing for Cosmos with my father. So
Itamalako was a well-known player?
Yeah, he played. I come from a family where, you know, we are a football family. It runs through the blood, and for us, you know, it's just always... it's always been something that has been within the family.
So Kumbuza South Africans about your dad just a little bit, just so that they can picture with, oh, okay, Nami, I remember. Yeah,
Julius KK Sono played for Pirates, played for Cosmos, played overseas. I think if I can still remember vaguely, played as a winger, was quick. Those are the only things I really remember in terms of trying to profile him.
So KK Tamalako?
KK Tamalam, yeah.
Oh! I get just confused with
No, it's unfortunate, but you know, those things happened before we were smart enough to be able to comprehend what was happening.
So then you decide, right, my dad was a great footballer, I love the game, maybe not going to play as a professional, but I still want to be part of it.
Yeah, and by default you still get involved in the game, and you try and find ways to make it work in football. And then I went to study sports science, graduated from there, and while doing my sports science, I did my SAFA certificates. And and while I was still coaching, I got an opportunity to join Silver Stars.
Silver Stars, yes. Right? Not even Platinum, Silver.
Yes, while it was still owned by Larry Brookstone. And stayed for about 5-6 years.
But you must have been young then, man.
I think I was only getting out of high school at 19, already getting my stuff going and certificates in line. And yeah, that was around that time. And yeah, Steve Kompela came, it was then Platinum Stars, elevated me to the senior team, worked with him in 2009, 2010. He left, then I left. I joined Bloemfontein Celtics, the Sporting Lisbon partnership. Things didn't go very well there. Then I joined Mamelodi Sundowns in the academy in 2011. I've been at Mamelodi Sundowns since.
And now with the senior team?
Yeah, now with the senior team, and humbled and a huge honor to be part of a huge institution and to be part of a team that is really making huge inroads to becoming the best in not just in South Africa but in Africa.
Give me the secret to this season's success. If you were to put it in one sentence, the thing that made Mamelodi Sundowns 14 points better than the second team in the league was?
I think it's quite complex, and it's unfortunate that you've tried to cage me into only a sentence. However, I think part to our success could probably be attributed to 2 things. One, I think the grace and really the favor that, because we are very spiritual and religious people, we put a lot of the glory to the man above before we take it into our own hands. And maybe 2 could be this culture that we have cultivated within the club, and that is a culture of hard work, because with hard work you are bound to breed success, and I think those 2 things have played a huge part in terms of seeing us successful.
Can I tell you what I think?
Yeah.
You didn't use rotation. because you just seem to play the same lineup all season long, short of injury or out of form.
Yeah, but that again comes back to hard work.
Because other clubs were changing every week, 5-6 changes every single week. You stayed steady.
Different coaches have different management styles, and I think at the end of the day, your management style then probably influences many other components of how you run the team, mainly for us being your periodization, and because the way you want to manage the squad will influence how you prepare your team from a periodization perspective. Because periodization is your preparation, is your planning, is your training sessions, and your program that incorporates not just your sessions but also the matches and what happens in between.
Watch this. So how's the periodization going for the Champions League? I'm already using the words. I'm singing to him.
No, well, it's we've tried to adapt. I think it gave us a bit of a curveball because towards the end of the season we had prepared for the Champions League. In fact, for the Confederations Cup, because we had known that we were preparing to go into the group stages just before we went into Ghana. Was a bit unfortunate with the results that we came back with. We then had to give a different program to the players, but because of the technical team that we have, being proactive and really on top of their game, being led from a physical conditioning perspective by Kabelo, we then readjusted our plan and look, we've planned for it. We've given the players a bit of time off because your rest is just as important as your training. And this allows us to be able to keep the freshness within our players.
It sounds like they're doing a great job, and with brains like yours behind the scenes doing the business, we appreciate your time coming in today. Rulani, and it was nice just finding out a little bit more about you as one of the assistant coaches there at Mamelodi Sundowns.